and she is from Lubbock, Texas. I'm like, what a neat place to come from. She's been with Jamberry for almost 2 years, and she's a senior executive with the company. She has 2 little kitties and a hubby. And one of the great fun facts about her is that she just retired from her teaching career to do Jamberry full time. So amazing. Not only that, she's also a trip runner. So you know what? I think this is someone that we absolutely need to take some great notes from. So come on up, Leslie.
Hi. Can you guys hear me? Hey. Oh, sorry, I'm not a Red Raider, but I do live in Lubbock. Thank you, Tracy. So like Tracy said, my name is Leslie Montandon. Just a little bit of background about myself. I joined Jamberry in December of 2014. Anybody else? Yay! Yay! So joined in December of 2014. A little bit about my story. I was a hostess, got the kit credit, joined for the discount. And a couple of my friends had signed up to have a party, so I really just thought, I'm going to sign up and have these parties, earn my kit credit back, get the discount. So what I didn't realize was that I was going to have my dishwasher break the same week that I had my parties, and I was going to earn the money to replace my dishwasher from those parties that I had. So right then and there, I knew that this was a bigger deal than what I originally thought it was going to be, right? I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that story. Maybe some of you can relate to this. So I joined in December of 2014. By February of 2015, I was a team manager. I found myself as a team manager. I see heads nodding. Really with no idea how to manage a team, right? So a lot of these things I'm going to share with you are things that I have learned along the way. Hear me when I say that this is not the only way to do things, okay? If you are doing your thing and things are going great with your team and on your team page, keep doing your thing, okay? So these are just some ideas and things that have worked for me and my team to create that positive team culture. So let's talk about the nuts and bolts of an effective team page. What has been effective for me and my team? We are called Team Lovely Jammers. So I'm saying that because I'm giving a shout out to my team who's probably going to watch this recording later. We are very proud of our team and we love each other. And these are some things that we have on our team page, and probably a lot of you have as well. So basic information. I have a Dropbox folder that I provide the link to everybody on my team. You don't have to have a Dropbox folder, okay? But this is an easy way for new consultants and seasoned consultants to click on that link. There's party scripts there. There's all the current Flickr images, hostess exclusive charts, all of that stuff. So that's all in that spot, separated into different folders. Already mentioned party scripts. Another thing that I have that is specific to the fast starters on my team is a quick start group, just specifically for new consultants. And this came about because back in February, we had a recruiting incentive, and I had 4 new consultants that I was personally sponsoring. And it was just to save myself some time. I created this group and I did all of these tutorial videos. And it basically started with how to navigate your dashboard, how to navigate the team page, how to set up a party on your dashboard. So all of those things that new consultants ask, right? So I needed to save myself some time and not repeat myself over and over again. And so I created this group, and then we started adding everyone to the group. So that's our quick start group. Training. So as Tracy mentioned, my background is in teaching, and all of us have a different learning style, right? So some of us are hands-on, some of us are visual, some of us are audio. And so when I do trainings on my team page, which by the way, Home Office has provided incredible trainings for our teams and for us. So utilize those as much as possible. But sometimes your team, you know that your team needs to hear something specifically from you. They're struggling with something, they need to hear something specific. So you do trainings on your team page. And I like to give these a variety based on people's different learning styles. So some people love Facebook Live. They love to interact with you on Facebook Live. So you can do trainings face-to-face with your team. Some of my girls on my team hate live videos. They don't want to sit through it, and maybe some of you are this way. They don't want to sit through it. They just want, just the facts, ma'am, right? Like they just want the bullet points. They just want to read through it. And so I tried to provide a variety for them. Of course, team and company announcements, all the big announcements show up on my team page. We do try to drive people to the dashboard as much as possible because that's where all the accurate information is. But as Misty said, not everybody always goes to the dashboard. So we want to make that available to them as well. And then finally, questions and answers. On my team page, one of the things that I've heard over and over from my team is they are in notification overload, right? So this is not an income producing activity to check the team page all day long. And also people are asking questions over and over again. And so what we've done for a while is we have one pinned post at the top of our group. People ask questions in that post in the comments, and then people answer those questions in the comments. So everyone knows where the questions are, and everyone knows where the answers are. And that gives anyone on my team the opportunity to chime in so that I and my other team managers are not having to answer all of the questions. And then finally, have fun with your team. This is so important to have fun with your team. If it's only dashboard announcements and questions and things that are going to help you with your business, you're going to lose people's attention and you're not going to be engaged. So remember to have fun with your team. And I'll give you some examples of that a little bit later. I'm sure you guys already have plenty of those. So let me tell you a little bit about my weekly schedule. Tracy mentioned that I quit my teaching job to full-time work Jamberry, but I do not work full-time hours with Jamberry, okay? My weekly schedule is about 15 hours a week that I work my personal business and manage my team. So I wasn't always, it took me a while to get to this point because when I first joined, I felt like I needed to be working my business all the time. But then I realized I needed to we all do, right? We need to learn how to manage our time so we're not killing ourselves. And so one of the things that my upline, Rachel Bennington, actually created is a posting calendar for our team pages because so many of us as managers spend so much time posting on our team page, right? Like, do you feel like you're spending all your time posting on your team page? Yes, and we don't need to be doing that. So my upline, Rachel, created this posting calendar that we could all use. And it has been a lifesaver. How many of you use like SendShare, Post My Party, Tiny Torch? Oh, you guys all need to be raising your hands. These things are lifesavers. These post scheduling programs are lifesavers for your parties, for your team page, all of that stuff. So I create a posting calendar and I schedule out my team page posts for the entire year. So let me give you some examples. Monthly posts. We have a Stomp to Zero drawing on the first day of the month. So everyone who sells $45 or more on the first day of the month gets to be put in this drawing for a free sheet of wraps. Goal sheets. I want everybody to print out a goal sheet, fill it out, take a screenshot, post it. I do another drawing for that, Starbucks gift card. We talk about do the math. How much money do you want to make every month? So those are some examples of my monthly posts that I know I'm going to be posting every month. So why would I need to take the time every first of the month when Sister Sal Exclusive is coming out and all of those other things, why would I need to take the time to do that on that day when I already know that's going to happen? Going to save myself the time, schedule that out. Here are some examples of once a week posts. Everybody does like Mandy Monday or Wear It Wednesday. You guys probably all have something like that. We schedule those out so that shows up and it doesn't have to be on somebody's radar. So what does this do? This gives us more time to focus on what's really important, which is recognizing and appreciating our team. We as team managers can be so task-oriented that we can forget to really show our appreciation and recognize the women on our team. And that's what we all need, right? I mean, we just need someone to tell us we're doing a good job. So this is going to give you more time to do that. You as a team manager, we've heard this over and over again during this conference, we might be the only people who are showing any appreciation to our team members. Jamboree might be the only place where people are hearing positive affirmation. They may not be getting it from home. They may not be getting it from their family or friends. And so I really challenge all of you to really step up your game on that. And we're going to talk about some ways to do that. So first of all, remember her why, and that it may not be the same as yours, okay? Not everybody wants to be a leader in Jamberry, and that's okay. People join our company for all kinds of different reasons. They love the product. They need friends. They need something that's just about them and not about being a mommy or a wife, right? So remember those things and work on recognizing people accordingly, and don't push everybody into a certain box. There's a place for everybody on your team. Okay, keep them connected to the team page. I heard another leader say that, especially in those difficult months, you guys never have difficult months, right? Your team skills are just awesome all the time, me too. Anyway, so during those difficult months, you want to keep your team as connected to the team page as possible. So I don't know about you guys, but my team's July was pretty rough. Am I the only one? Okay, good. Okay, so my strategy going into July, oh, I gotta speed up. My strategy going into July was to have fun and keep my team connected to the page, not to throw more challenges at them, okay? Because when people are already feeling discouraged, they don't want to be challenged. They want to feel appreciated and encouraged, okay? So we did a Christmas in July party. So I actually took one of our recent social media trainings on Facebook parties, and this was with the help of, Katie, are you in this room? Katie Powell, one of my managers, and Tara, you're in this room, okay. Yay! So they created this party. They did like a pool party at the beginning of the month. My party was a Christmas in July. We used that format, and I threw a party for my team. Lindy's here too. Hi, it's so nice to see you, friendly faces. So we threw a party for our team. So they're learning skills about Facebook parties, but they're just the guests. So they're just winning stuff and having fun. Those are the kind of things that we want to do to have fun on our team page. We have a Saturday morning coffee talk. It's really just a get to know you type thing. It's like grab your coffee on Saturday morning or your, whatever way you take your caffeine. And we ask a question, and it's just a time to get to know each other. So those are the kinds of things that even when someone's feeling really down about their business, they can come. There's no pressure, as far as getting sales or anything like that, or meeting challenges or getting parties booked. And it's just a time to establish a community, really, on our team page. So you want to keep that in mind. How many of you guys have heard of the 5 love languages? Okay, so yes, very important. So as team managers, it's like when you are promoted to team manager, all of a sudden you think, okay, I need to come up with all these incentives, right? Incentives for my team. That's going to get them to do what I would like for them to do. So we like throw stuff at our team. We're like, well, maybe if I give them another wrap, they'll sell $500. Or maybe, if they get a bottle of Nourish, they'll recruit 2 people. So here's the problem. Not everybody is a gifts person, right? That's not everybody's love language. That's not how they feel loved, is by giving them stuff. So I challenge you to give your team this quiz. There's a quiz at 5lovelanguages.com. And I would be willing to bet most people on your team are recognition and words of affirmation people. How many of you are recognition and words of affirmation people? Yeah, a lot of hands are up because we like to know that somebody is seeing our hard work and seeing what we're doing. Missy was talking about Debbie Downer, Patty Planner, Chelsea Cheerleader, all of these people. They all have a different love language, and a lot of times identifying that will kind of turn that behavior around if it's a behavior that you're not so sure about. And then the next thing is ask your team for feedback. Don't be afraid to say, hey, how can we serve you better? What can we do to help you be more successful in your business? I mentioned notification overload already. We recently asked our team, what can we do better on this team page? And they said, there's too many notifications, it's too much. So first of all, that was a good chance to teach them about how to adjust their notifications. But the other thing is that really helps us focus on not wasting people's time with just post after post after post, not only from us as the managers, but just anybody on the team just coming on to post about whatever. We have to be sensitive to people's time. And then don't enable your team, empower them. So let me give you an example about this. In the Quick Start group that I mentioned earlier, I have videos, tutorial videos of screens showing people how to do things on their dashboard. So here's an example question I get a lot from new consultants. How do I set up a party on my dashboard? So instead of going through all of the process of how to set up a party on your dashboard, I say, hey, have you watched video number 2 in the Quick Start group? That will tell you everything that you need to know. Oh no, I forgot about the Quick Start group because they have so much information. So I've provided the resources for them, but it's so important not to spoon feed, not to handhold, and to teach our new consultants, really anybody on our team, where to find the answers so that we are not burdened with answering every single question ourselves. So let's talk specifically about empowering your leaders. So if you are a team manager or a senior team manager, you have leaders on your team. You have lead consultants, SLTs, premiers, and you need to be giving them some responsibility. This is so important. I have a separate page, a separate group, specifically for my lead consultants and above. And in this group, we communicate about what we need to be doing on the team page. We do higher level trainings. I'm utilizing Tara Webb's lead consultant to TM training, which they heard about yesterday. And this is a place where I will go to the dashboard, I will copy something from the dashboard, put it in my leader group with a graphic and say, hey, I need somebody to post this. Because I want my team to hear from other people besides me. And that does a couple of things. It helps give your leaders a voice. Sometimes they're not sure what to post, or they're not sure if you're okay with what they're going to post. And it gives everybody responsibility so that you're not having to do everything. I train on recognition. So as a team manager, we look at people who have hit their fast starts, people who are rising stars, people who have had promotions, and I post about all of those things because let's face it, not every sponsor is stellar. Not every sponsor is paying attention to when their recruits are doing these things. They should, but they don't. And then the smaller victories, you know, so-and-so got her first sale, so-and-so's rocking her launch party, so-and-so got another booking. These are the kind of things that I want sponsors and my leaders to post so that everybody is getting recognized all the time. And then another thing that's really important is posting on your team members' personal pages. You rocked last month. You did amazing. You were the top in sales in my entire company, so that her friends and family are seeing that. That's a seed planting right there. They're seeing that she is being successful or that she is being recognized. And who knows, she might get a recruit out of it. You never know. So try to do as much recognizing as possible. And then I've already talked a little bit about this, but make sure you are delegating responsibilities. You have to be duplicable, because if you're doing everything for your entire team, your leaders are going to look at you and they're going to say, I would never want to do what she's doing. She does everything. She works all the time. And that is too much responsibility. That's too much to handle. I would never want to do that. But when you're handing off responsibilities, you're empowering them, and you're showing your leaders that you are duplicable, that you don't do this alone. And so that helps them know that when they become team managers, that they will have people to share the load with too. That's so important. We have admin approval on all posts on our team page. I talked about notification overload. We do this for a lot of reasons, but Misty mentioned earlier what a team page is and what it isn't. And so we filter through those posts before they get posted, and I train my leaders on how to do that. And if they're not sure about a post, they just leave it, and I either approve it or remove it later. But this might sound pretty rigid to some people, but what my goal is overall to keep as many people checking the team page as possible, because they know the information is going to be important. And the feedback I've heard from my team is when there's too many posts, they check out. They're not even paying attention. And so I would rather have that than anybody posting anything they want to and people not checking in on the team page. So when I asked my team, I told my team that I was speaking to you guys, and I asked them what they thought I should mention. And one of my leaders sent me a quote. She said, I don't know how you are going to incorporate this into your talk, but this made me think of you. She said, leaders don't look for recognition from others. Leaders look for others to recognize. I'm going to try and get through this without crying, but that was a really big compliment to me. I think as leaders, we're really hard on ourselves. We want to do everything right. And spoiler alert, you can't. You can't do everything right. You're not going to be perfect. But if there's one takeaway that you can get from this talk, it is to focus on finding your people, finding their strengths, and helping them shine, recognizing them, show that you appreciate them. So if that's my one takeaway, that's what it would be. That is what I would tell you guys. So I have one last thing. Not quite done. Who would like those resources that I mentioned earlier? The Quick Start group, the posting calendar. Okay, yay! I have those for you guys. So I've created. No, I didn't create this. My upline did. We created a mock Quick Start group for you guys. Yeah, whip out your phones and take a picture. So this is going to have all of the documents, all of the videos. Pick and choose what you want. Don't add your people to this group, right? You're going to create your own because you're the leader. Pick and choose what you want to use and adapt it to make it your own. Here's the link to the posting calendar, so you have all of that information. And then once again, I challenge each of you to give your teams that quiz, and I would love to hear back what most of their results were. Ask them for their top 2 results. So thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate your time.